You see what I'm doing right here? This here? It's called a hard stare. And it's for people who actually forgotten their manners. Okay, yeah, I guess you can kind of get the idea for sure, so yeah. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and, well, you managed to tune into, of course, this one after I did the last one that I did pretty much more than an hour ago for sure, so yeah. I guess if anything, if you stuck around for, of course, this one right around today, by the time it goes live after the last one, for sure, good for you, hands down. I guess it really does mean a whole lot for sure. So yeah. I guess we're in for, of course, the second thoughts video that I'm putting out today, to which, yeah, given to that alone, that also means that I did manage to see another movie that I got to see today as part of my double feature that I did not too long ago for sure. So yeah, I did actually hinting, of course, talking about this one for sure ever since I did the last one that I did on Captain America Brave New World for sure. So yeah. I guess since after we got done with that Sega film, I think it's time that we talk about another movie that I did actually got to see right around earlier today as part of my double feature for sure. And I guess for the sake of this one, I think it's time to shift gears and finally talk about something good for once. So yeah, am I noticing a pattern as of now that I start off that I think with the movies I'm seeing so far on the big screen, I go for something that's mediocre and weak, to something that's actually good, to another movie that's mediocre and weak, right to another one that's actually really good? How long am I gonna keep this up? No, really, how? But yeah, I guess pretty much jokes aside, I think it looks like we're finally going to talk about something good once again for this thoughts video for sure. Except this time around, I think we're about to talk about a little something that's actually given to us from our friends across the pond in the good old United Kingdom for sure. So yeah, I always do find it quite amazing that we get some really good stuff from our friends over at the UK for sure. And to the people who have actually lived in the UK, you guys rock for sure. So yeah, you never disappointing giving us some really good stuff for sure. So yeah. But anyways, I guess for today's movie, we are going to be talking about that, yes, for sure. But moreover, we're actually going to talk about a certain bear for sure that resides in England for sure, who actually has a really strong appetite for marmalade for sure. And I guess given to what I've actually said along, and what I've actually done, of course, the beginning part of this thoughts video for sure, I think it will give you the clear idea, of course, what I'm going to be talking about here today for sure. So yeah, but in case a lot of you guys are actually quite curious, I think it's about time that we pretty much grab ourselves a nice jar of marmalade, obviously, for sure, as we talk about the latest movie that I got to see not too long ago as part of my double feature for sure, which is none other than Paddington in Peru. So yeah, that's of course what I'm going to be talking about here today. Not only is this the latest film that just came out not too long ago, but it is also the latest installment in this now full-on trilogy as of now, based on, of course, the character himself, obviously named, well, Paddington Bear. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright then, so yeah, before I can go ahead and talk about this latest movie, I need to get some things out real quick. I guess obviously, as my knowledge on what I thought about Paddington Bear in a nutshell, obviously, I don't know much about the character, to be honest, and I think I knew growing up, I actually know little to none about Paddington Bear in the slightest, for sure. I never actually read any of the books for sure, nor even checked out any TV shows revolving around the character for sure. So I guess quite obvious, my knowledge on Paddington Bear is very little to none, to be honest, for sure. And obviously, I think if I would have known about him earlier, for sure, back when I was like a kid or something, I think it would have been quite fascinating, for sure, because based on my research, I do find it quite intriguing, for sure, and I really do think pretty much Paddington is, of course, one of many characters from, of course, pretty much our friends over at England that a lot of people grew up and admire, for sure. So, but like I said, I never actually read any of the books nor even check out the TV shows, for sure. So I guess if anything, my knowledge on Paddington Bear on that front is not really saying a whole lot, for sure. Now, as for the movies, on the other hand, that I actually do know, for sure. So yeah, I guess quite obvious, even though I don't know about the character through like the books or the shows that came beforehand, I actually do know about the character mainly through the movies we've been getting for the past decade now, for sure. And I guess it's quite obvious that one can be said about the Paddington movies, for sure. Yeah, they have actually pretty much got a lot of pretty much a lot of recognition, for sure, and critics and audiences seem to really enjoy them, for sure. And obviously I did manage to get myself into check those out, for sure, and I'm really quite fascinated with them, for sure. The first film I actually thought was actually really good, for sure, and I really do think they really gave off a lot of hard-working effort to actually make it fascinating. But the second film I enjoyed a whole lot more, as it's a really great step up to what they actually did, for sure. So yeah, needless to say, I love the first two Paddington movies when I actually check those out, for sure. And I think the best way I can describe pretty much the Paddington movies, in my point of view, for sure, is basically think of it as like Britain's equivalent to the Sonic the Hedgehog movies. You know, where of course the first film is actually pretty good, but by the time the sequels came around, they actually do get really great. That's pretty much how I actually felt about the Paddington movies, finally going into those, for sure. So yeah, if you haven't seen the Paddington movies as of now, do so. They are really well worth checking out, for sure. So yeah, but yeah, needless to say, I really enjoyed the first two Paddington movies by far. I think they really did an incredible job to, of course, put a lot of hard-working effort to make them great, and they did it very well, for sure. So as you can imagine, when I actually heard the news about a third movie that we actually got right now, I actually got myself quite curious and yet quite excited to see what they're going to do for, of course, that up front, for sure, because I do think there's a lot of really great opportunities waiting to happen, for sure. So I managed to get myself in to officially go and see this movie for myself as part of my double feature that I did, all thanks to the kind people at Crown City Cinemas, as always. And yeah, I did manage to get myself in just in the nick of time to officially check this movie out, for sure. And well, now that I've officially got back from, of course, seeing it, a lot of you guys may be wondering, what do I think of this movie now that I finally got the chance to see it? Well, I will have to say, yeah, I guess it's probably no big surprise on, of course, that front. If you think I actually really enjoyed the first two movies, I can make the same argument for, of course, this movie for sure. I guess pretty much for what it is, I really love this movie, hands down for sure. I really do think this is an absolute joy of a movie for sure, and I really think it is, of course, brilliantly well crafted and very nicely done for sure. So yeah, I guess it's quite obvious. I really enjoyed this movie in a nutshell for sure. I think it is definitely pretty much another great one we actually got for sure, and definitely well worth seeing in my point of view for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Alright, so yeah, now that I've actually got the short version out of the way, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about everything that I need to talk about for sure. For starters is, of course, the story, and well, I will have to say, I really do love on what they actually did with the story, and of course, this one for sure. I really do think this is, of course, pretty much serving as like another unique and really nice adventure that our heroes had to partake in for sure. I really do love on what they actually did for sure. I really think they really crafted out a really fantastic story by far that I can easily follow through on what goes on for sure. And I'm intrigued, of course, what I've actually seen on screen by far. I really do think it is something that I really can't get enough of, hands down, for sure, and I'm impressed with what I've actually seen for sure, which really makes it all the more fascinating to actually check out. So yeah, I guess needless to say, I really do love on what they actually did with the story for sure, and I really love on what they actually did by far for sure, and it is actually really nicely done for sure, and I really do think it's pretty much very nicely done for sure. So now, as for the writing, I have to say, as another aspect, that too alone is, of course, very nicely done for sure. I really do think it is actually very well crafted, I'm not gonna lie, and I really do think they really putting up a lot of hard-working effort for sure to really make this stand out quite well for sure. And yeah, I think with, of course, what I've actually seen by far, I think they did an incredible job with the writing for sure. So yeah. I think, if anything, I think they really did an incredible job on that aspect alone, and it takes a lot of hard-working effort to really make the writing great, and this movie did it very well for sure. And of course, the comedy, I have to say, that too is, of course, one thing I really do admire with, of course, the first two with the first two films for sure, and this movie actually really did an incredible job on that as well for sure. Pretty much a good number of jokes from what I've actually seen, both verbally and visually for sure. I do think it's actually nicely done for sure. I got myself a really great laugh for sure. There was never one bad joke they actually did. They actually did pull off some really great ones for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say for that aspect alone for sure. And yeah, you can definitely tell with, of course, everything that I've actually said. Yeah, they really did an incredible job from what I've actually seen, and I really do admire the commitment they actually did to make it work hands down, and they did it very well. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Alrighty then, so yeah, now that I've got those out of the way, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about the next couple of things I need to talk about for sure. So I guess if anything, for another aspect I want to mention, that being, of course, the characters. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I think with what I'm actually seeing, the characters in, of course, this movie, yeah, I really do admire on how much they've grown and evolved ever since the last two films for sure, and I really do think they are very much likable and interesting for sure, and I really do admire the really great sense of development they actually give to make these characters work for sure. And yeah, this movie actually really did a tremendous job to really make the characters likable and interesting for sure, and they did it very well, I'm not gonna lie, for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say for the characters for sure. I really got myself pretty much intrigued, of course, each and every single one of them, and I do want to see them pretty much throughout the course of the movie for sure, to really see where they'll go next for sure, and they did it very well. And of course, as for the actors that came on board to play all these characters, yeah, there's no doubt in my mind about there's no doubt in my mind, of course, what I actually can say about the actors playing all these characters for sure. I really do think they really gave off some really fantastic performances, I'm not gonna lie, and I really do admire on what they actually did to really make them work hands down. And yeah, all the actors involved, they actually really did a tremendous job giving off such fantastic performances for sure. So yeah, there was I guess there was never one moment where one part of their delivery is, of course, off. I think they are very solid, of course, their performances hands down, and I love what they actually did hands down. I think it's just marvelous. So yeah, I guess it's probably what I can say for, of course, that aspect alone. I really do admire the characters on how likable and interesting and well developed they are, and how much they've grown since the last two movies for sure. But also the actors as well really gave off such fantastic performances that I really do love and admire for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright, so yeah, now that I've got those two out of the way, what else is there for me to talk about for sure? Actually, quite a whole lot that I can say, of course, that front. I guess, if anything, the visuals and the effects for starters, I really do admire on what they actually did for sure. I really do think the visuals and the effects are actually nicely done for sure, and I really do admire on what they actually did to really make them very well convincing, I'm not gonna lie, and I really do think they really did an amazing job to make it all the more convincing, yeah. And of course, just by looking at it alone, especially seeing Paddington Bear for sure, you really do feel like he's alive and he's really there for sure. And of course, even the environment that most of our characters are in for sure, I really do admire on what they actually did to make it very well convincing. I guess it's through some nice production value that they actually did to really make them, to really make it tremendous for sure. It is actually really quite amazing for what it is. I really do love the commitment they actually did to really make it work hands down. And again, this movie actually did a fantastic job, of course, that front alone. I really do admire on what they actually did for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say for, of course, that aspect alone for sure. Now, of course, for the direction of this film, obviously, I think I should mention, this film is, of course, now directed by, of course, pretty much Doggle Wilson. Yeah, Doggle Wilson. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. And obviously, from what I've actually seen, I really do think he actually really putting off a hard-working effort in making the direction of this film all the more great, and he did it very well for sure. I do think it is, of course, a bit of a step up since after pretty much since Paul King, who actually directed the first two films for sure. And I really do think pretty much I really do think he did a tremendous job directing this movie alone for sure. I really love what he actually did to really make this movie work. And he did a fantastic job, of course, that front alone. I really do admire what they actually did for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say for the direction, of course, this film. Now, for the cinematography, I have to say, that too alone is actually nicely done. I really do think they actually provide some really great camera shots for sure. That is very well convincing, I'm not gonna lie. And I really do think they did a fantastic job, of course, that front alone. It is really something I do love and admire for sure. And I think they really stepped it up a whole lot for sure. I am really convinced, of course, everything that goes on for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say for the cinematography. And as for the editing, I have to say, yeah, I will have to say that is, of course, nicely done for sure. I really do think this movie is pretty much cut up perfectly through some really great cuts they actually did in the editing room for sure. And it even matches well with the film's pacing for sure, to which that aspect alone is, of course, also nicely done for sure. Like, there are some really nice fast moments that they actually did, and even some nice slow moments as well. And the way these two are combined actually does help out, and of course, some really engaging storytelling for sure. And again, this movie actually really did a really great job with the pacing for sure. And I really do admire what they actually did on that aspect alone for sure. So yeah, I can go on and on about everything else that I can say about this for sure. But those are, of course, what I can say, of course, that front for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say about this movie in a nutshell for sure. So yeah. Alright, so I guess that's pretty much everything that I can say about this movie for sure. So yeah, overall, yeah, what else can I say about this movie that a lot of people haven't said already for sure. So I guess it's quite obvious that I really enjoyed this movie for what it is, hands down. Paddington in Peru is an absolute joy of a movie, hands down, and I really do think this is another fantastic sequel to, of course, really a good movie all the way for sure. And I really enjoyed every moment in this, hands down for sure. Everything from what I've actually seen by far, it really does do an incredible job in giving off something that's new and inventive at the same time, but also want to pretty much keep the love and the spirit of the other films, hands down, that we got before, which actually makes it a really great time, hands down. And I really do think this movie did a fantastic job on that front alone for sure. I think this is something that I really do admire all the way for sure. And of course, for what it is, I really do think this movie did a fantastic job on, of course, that front, hands down. So yeah. I guess if anything, pretty much the best way I can say about this movie is that, yeah, it is definitely a real tremendous joy for sure, and truly a marvelous one that I really can't get enough of for sure. And if people were to ask me if I want to go with them as my way to see this movie again, I would definitely be up for that, hands down for sure. So yeah, that would be something I would actually think about playing hard to buy another ticket to actually see this movie again for sure, because it's really that great, hands down for sure. Now, I guess if anything, if I were to rank this movie alongside all the other Paddington movies, hands down, I would pretty much rank it pretty much, I think I would pretty much rank it right below the second film, hands down for sure. which I know is pretty much not saying a whole lot for sure, but hey, I still think it's actually really great for sure. But do I think it's one of the best movies I've actually seen this year so far? Absolutely, hands down. I think with everything I've actually seen by far, I really do think this is definitely one of the best movies I've actually seen for this year so far, and I know there's going to be a whole lot more coming up very soon for sure, but I definitely do think this is not only another good one for sure, but it is definitely a great one for what it is, So yeah, I guess pretty much at the end of the day, I do highly recommend this movie all the way. I think you're going to be in for something really great, hands down, and whether you're a fan of Paddington Bear or not, you're going to be in for a really great time all the way for sure. So if that's something up your alley, and if you're looking for something that will give you a great time, hands down, then this movie is well worth checking out for sure. Because it's not only a great way to, of course, I think it's not only a really great movie all the way for what it is, but I definitely know this is something that I definitely know kids and adults, that's right, both kids and adults would actually enjoy, hands down, and I do think that's what I can say, of course, that front. I love this movie for what it is, and I do think it's well worth checking out all the way. Truly a great one all the way, and I will say this is definitely one of the best ones I've seen this year so far. Even though the UK actually got a first right around a few months ago, right around back in 2024. But hey, I'm cool with that, hands down. So yeah, I think it's what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, thanks, Britain. You really delivered a great one all the way. So yeah, for my final score, yes, folks, I knew it's about time that I finally give pretty much this movie what it deserves, hands down. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna give this movie an outstanding 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, I will have to say this is a great one, hands down, by Fahara, and I do think it's well worth your time checking out for sure. So yeah, whether you're a fan of Paddington Bear or not, you're gonna be in for something really great with, of course, this movie, hands down, and yeah. I think it's what I can say, of course, that front. It's a fantastic movie all the way, and I do think it's well worth checking out. So yeah. I say definitely go see it, as long as, of course, you actually do so with a very nice jar of marmalade by your side. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright, so I guess with all that said and done, that's pretty much everything that I can say about this movie. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and by all means, I want to ask all of you guys, what do you think of Paddington in Peru if you've actually seen it for yourself? Do you absolutely really enjoyed it and think it's another great one out of all the Paddington movies that we actually got so far? Or do you absolutely hate it and think this is probably the weakest one they've actually put out? Or are you somewhere in between where you think it's just okay in your book? So yeah, let me know what you thought of this movie down in the comments down below. I would love to know on what you guys think, hands down. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and well, it is going to be a while before we'll dive right into the next one for sure. And well, trust me, even if I do go see another one, hands down, I know I'll probably be busy with other things on the side, hands down, but yeah. And again, I wish I could have actually been down for Katsucon as we speak, but I don't know when the time comes, hands down, once I get some things sorting out, hands down. Fingers crossed on, of course, that front, so. But don't worry about a thing. Hopefully, once I do go see the next movie coming up very soon, I'll be sure to let you guys know on what I thought about it, hands down. So until that comes around, all I can say, pretty much until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/AckleyattackTV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications, and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with SamAttack4427's, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and plenty more, in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyattackTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.